without lack of awareness, and then bring it into a language that's highly developed, I guess college-wise, there's no comparison. But then they add spiritual to that, it blows it away because they can't fit into that. None of them. Science and even your general abilities to do things do not fit into spiritual. But they can. Listening to soul can change your reality, can change every action in your life, and help you create a world where it will get you to the next level. No other way can you do that. No matter how much money you give away, no matter how many things you do, is only working with your karma. It has nothing to do with your spiritual awareness. Well, you can be spiritually aware enough to know that you have karma that you have to pay off. Then do you really know you paid it off? Oh, well, everybody says I paid it off. I washed my body, I fleshed my body out. Your soul is not your body. The disease and everything is still not soul. Soul doesn't get a disease. Soul doesn't get sick. So we can go on about these speakers that I have to listen to them because it kind of blows my mind that they're out there mainstream programming the people that can listen. How many people in the world have a TV? Think about that number. What percentage of 7.4 billion people have a TV or even a color TV? In Africa, China, how many of those people have that? Do you see they live in boxes in China and other places? I'm talking about a 10-foot square box. I mean, it's 10 foot long by 5 feet high, and it's a tube. And they just go in there and lay in there, and that's how they sleep at night. I mean, go into these worlds where these people live on the streets day and night, whatever. I mean, it's even bad for the native people in the United States that have no homes. Go to Minneapolis. It gets really cold there, and a lot of native people die every winter. So we can go beyond the level of why we think we're here, because it's truly not what you think it is. It's going to take you time to become aware of what that really is. Well, I'll make it real easy for you. You're only here to find out what you really are as soul. And soul doesn't have to stay here. So trying to develop reasons and why you're here is only keeping you here. You develop the reasons why to leave. Because you know you're going to die, no matter what you eat, no matter how you exercise, no matter where you go, you're going to die. And the limit, as of right now, is 125. I mention that a lot because that is the minimum. You might make it to 120 or 18 or something if you're incredibly super, super, super lucky, if you call it lucky. I'm sure your teeth, your hair is falling out, your eyes are really bad, and you barely move, but you want to stay here because you're afraid of the truth, and you always have been. So put that in your consciousness of, like, am I afraid to die? Whether you say yes or no, it'll probably be a yes. When it comes to the point, life or death, you will choose life. Unless you're somebody living with extreme pain and suffering every single day, every breath you take, then it's the opposite. Why hold on to a disease-ridden body? Well, we can heal it. And then what are you going to do? What did you do to get to that spot to get that in the first place? So we create multiple scenarios of our life, what our desires are, what we need to do in this lifetime. You only need to do one thing. Find out what you are as soul. Simple. I mean, for a sentence, it's simple. It's not easy to do it. Now, I want people, anybody out there, if you have a question, an important question, please call in. But I'm going to keep moving along. Now, again, I'm asking you, tell your friends to listen to this show. Send them a link. Say, listen to this. Because now, when Sargella comes on, it's going to be more into the UFO and superdimensional and all that stuff as well. Which you need to understand. Because if you believe you're becoming a six-dimensional being, going into these dimensions, you better figure out what that really is. It sounds good, sounds different. Basically, anything different sounds good. In the old sense, anything on the other side of the fence looks better than what's on the side of my fence. Because you didn't get there yet. Get into the higher realm one time, and you'll never accept the lower worlds as your home. Because it's not. It was never meant to be that. But people make it and believe it and want it to be. We all have a choice. Move forward or stay where we are or move backwards. Sadly, people do move backwards. And drugs and different things really pull you backwards, which is sad. And then the mind starts getting perverted. Diseases. Now, imagine you're the most spiritual person on the planet, which isn't a big thing, because there are none. But say you are. You're 68 years old. You're suddenly starting to get sick. And you get dementia. What's that mean? Well, you were spiritual and now you're not, because now you don't even know who and what you are. You lost everything you supposedly figured out in this lifetime. Is that the way you want to die? Wouldn't you rather die before that happened to you, so that you die with total awareness, than having your mind stripped and then like going into a dream and never realizing you're in the dream coming out of it? It's sad. It's very sad. And here's the biggest problem of that. They're creating that more so now than ever in our history of this world. Why would they do that? Well, it's simple. Children, immune system, which are basically lymphocytes in their body, aren't in a strong army yet. And they can be wiped out very easily. And when that happens, these viruses and diseases step into the body and go right to the brain. Metals, like in chemtrails, go into the brain. So anybody that has children, how could they allow it? In government, how could they allow it? There's no brains, no morals, no mentality left for society. And every day proves to me that I'm right. I mean, sure, I'll see somebody pick somebody up if they fell down. Oh, well, that's cool. But then I'll see just the opposite, something really bad. So, trying to do that one good deed a day, I mean, yeah, that's a nice gesture. But how about doing everything you do as a good deed for God? So we limit ourselves to trying to pass the buck to get somewhere. Saying we're this, or saying we're that, or doing this just to get there. But there is not where you want to get to. And you need to see that sometime soon. Because when I get into the second part of this, it's going to get crazy. All right. So let's try to get a little bit deeper into this. Okay, we're talking about God. You know God? Well, you need to. Now, the New Age world, which is a big battle, which is growing. All right. They're the people that came out of the woodwork suddenly saying, we're spiritual. How, why, awareness of what? They were aliens in another lifetime, whatever. It doesn't make you spiritual. But suddenly, that wave started coming through the United States, and it became bigger and bigger. And then they started creating words. Indigo child, indigo children, star beings, all right, star elders, all those kind of words. You know, if one smart being ever came to this planet, one did, but outside of that, if one just came down right now, imagine that, what he could say or help or do for this planet. But people wouldn't listen to him. They already think they're smart. They already think they have what they need or whatever. But in this New Age world, they're attacking religion. All right. They go out of their way to find somebody else to take away the bad things out of their life, like going to a healer, priest, psychic, and they remove the toxins that are keeping them from being super spiritual. Another delusional idea. You know, Even the word baptism and all those words, confirmation, I mean, do they mean anything? Everything means whatever you give it the meaning to mean to you. If you accept yourself as a vehicle for spirit, can you live with that and live within that? Can you do the things you feel are right? Do we know you can't be a spiritual person, get in your car, drive to a bar, and go become a bartender? You cannot. You cannot be a spiritual person, hoarding multiple millions of dollars in your bank account, and say you're spiritual, like some people do. Why? They're mentally disturbed, sick, retarded, all these words that we don't say that they're this or that. No, you got a problem. When you think you're better, when you're not. Oh, nobody can be better. We're all dumb, ignorant fools. No, we could be beyond that. Are we all killers, murderers, rapists? Hopefully not. Many are. So, when we say we're better, in this world, money makes you better. Doesn't make you compassionate, no matter how much money you donate, unless it's like 80% of your salary or your money. But when you donate 1%, 5% to pay off your taxes with the money that you make, that's not spiritual. And what do they want? More money. Watch Shark Tank. You ever watch Shark Tank? They're sharks. Imagine swimming in a pool of sharks. Yeah, they're all going to try to scarf you up. Why? Because they love you and they're compassionate? No. They desire more money. You think if you had millions of dollars and like everything on the internet, oh, I'll teach you how to make $1 million in a week. I'll tell you how to do this. I'll tell you how to do that. Why? What, is that what you're going to do and try to make people believe that they're going to get it? I mean, all those scams that came out over the years, oh, become a multimillionaire in 3 years or whatever. Some are a little bit longer than others. But when they put the movie out and the book, The Secret, how many people went out of their way to buy the book or see the movie and believe it? And I would say, out of all the people that read the book and watched the movie, how many of them became millionaires? You know, it's delusional, but it's like when a person takes medicine, now they're pushing the medicine and selling it. You watch these videos, half-hour video. Oh, this is the cure for that. Oh, but you got to buy this medicine. It's all programming, and it all has to do with money. What they're doing to the seniors and the elder people and people that are in pain, taking away their medicines now and going after the doctors. It's pathetic. Go after the drug addicts. Go after the dealers, not the people that are sick. I mean, how sick is that? I put a thing out there. I mean, I got one or two a day or a week, whatever. But it's like, you know, if you put no, let's spit on Trump, you'll get a lot of people that want to do that. Or let's shake hands with him. You'll get a lot of people that want to do that. But it's like people don't really care what's important. Are we doing anything to make things better in any way? And computerizing everything doesn't make anything better because that's all going to crash. And then what? And then it's going to get even worse before it can get better. So religion, when like I said, when the New Age people are attacking religions are not bad by themselves. A religion is just a thought. It's man that takes that thought and twists it. I mean, if you have a knife in your hand and you're cutting carrots and potatoes and string beans or whatever, but the same knife can stab somebody or an animal or whatever, it changes everything about it. Religion doesn't say kill everybody. I mean, it's not about that. So how do people justify it, certain religions and things about what they do and how they do it? Contradictory. And you know, I mentioned a few words. I'm going to try to get through this before the hour's up. Moses. Now, I know certain people will hate me even more. The Jewish people truly honor and respect Mr. Moses. Well, he wrote a third of the Bible. He had a great mind program, whatever it was, whoever gave it to him or helped him reach it. of what was right, what's wrong, and how to